survival apocalypse? I have no idea. Let's just do apocalypse then. Sure, we'll play Dolores and we'll play Fat Man. Yeah, I've never played this game before, but I think you mostly just read. Okay, here's Timmy. Where's the shelter? Oh fuck! This is water. I still haven't found my husband. Oh fuck! Oh well, that's an achievement. Aw, made some progress on some other one as well apparently. Tora, Tora, Tora. Gotta get 'em all. Oh, apparently I still get to play even though I didn't make it to the. Interesting. You perished. I guess I don't get to play. Oh well. Let's try that again. I think I'll be a lot quicker this time. You know, now that I've done it once. Alright. That was a pretty good run, I guess. And I get another girl power. Woo! Home sweet home. Getting lots of achievements. Now I think I get to play the actual part of the game that. And I got the Family Guy achievement. Woo! I should probably make a cutaway there.
That is so creepy.
And remember you had an Irish coffee the day we went to see Philadelphia?
Oh, they're setting up cutaways.
Oh my god, is that what we did back then?
Alright. See what we got here. Day 1. All of us made it into shelter, just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. Remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. Great. We can't remember bringing those supplies down to the shelter, but we're not complaining. We probably should have stocked it better anyway. And I guess some playing cards. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans. We'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. Alright, everyone looks fine still. We played I Spy, and it was pretty fun for the first 3 minutes. After that, everyone got bored of the letter W. Should we start preparing for an expedition tomorrow? I do have the gas mask, which I think helps with that, so I might send Ted out, actually. Timmy and Mary Jane are in need of some physical exercise. No fun. There's simply not enough space around here for any activities. Kids aren't exactly happy about it, but it's about time they got used to the situation and understood the rules of the shelter. No running! So I think they need water today, so I'm gonna give them water. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back. No one's thirsty anymore. Great. Time to ration supplies. I mean, they don't seem that hungry. Generous today. They'll get some soup. And now we get prepper, which I think was the achievement we were actually going for. But we've gotten a bunch of other ones as well. Day 5. Our visitors had problem finding enough words to express their gratitude. Many tears were shed. Smiles and hugs exchanged. That's nice. Timmy is on his best behavior. Cool. Don't say they're hungry yet. So I'm just gonna let them starve. I mean, like Dolores, not Mary Jane, was that her name? Yeah, Mary Jane. She could use some diet, and then if there's nothing more surprising than a knock on a fallout shelter. Who could it be? Should we investigate and risk our very lives? Yeah, sure, I'll open the door. What could go wrong? Alright, that's not good. Looks like Timmy's getting sick. Every new smell attacks our noses. And they should probably check that hole out and see what the source of that smell is. I reckon that, yes, that's a good idea. Can't get much sicker anyway, can we? Day 7. What the fuck's Teddy coming back? We found a dead rat who is trying to break into a can of tomato soup. He failed miserably. Mary Jane has been dropping hints that it's a special day. We had to think about it hard, and after limiting our average festivities, the anniversary of that great barbecue we had 3 years ago, and the International Popcorn Day, we realized she was talking about her birthday. That means we need to get her a gift. She can have the playing cards. Oh, there's a bit of sound there, so maybe Ted's back. Yeah, looks like it. Doesn't look that worse for her. Did we have the fire axe before? Mary Jane loves cards. Food drop. That's what we needed. What did it drop this time? Bread, cheese, meat, chocolate? No. Tomato soup cans. Hooray. Seems a bit dangerous, actually, like metal cans falling from the sky. Okay, so we got an axe. Our neighborhood is still highly radioactive. Trips to the surface are a big risk to her health. I mean, Mary Jane's feeling excellent, so I might as well send her out. A few more hours of coughing and we'll get used. Our ventilation fans have halted and no fresh air seems to be circulating through the shelter. I have to fix it before we suffocate like rats trapped by professional and very cruel rat catcher. Yeah, I guess we'll use the flashlight. Not sure we're gonna fix it with that. We'll try. Oh, that doesn't look good. What happened to you? First, when you shine your flashlight on a hive of mutated insects, things usually go from bad to worse. You know, save We got 10 days. Oh yeah. We're flying through these early game achievements. Mary Jane went outside. Okay, that's not good. A voice speaking in a foreign language. Oh dear, what if it's Soviet? We should probably listen to it, but what if of the children? Sure, let's become. We were relieved at first when we figured out it wasn't the Soviets we heard. Turned out it was Canadians, which isn't that much better. Either way, they're foreigners, and we couldn't understand what they were saying. Not a word. How disappointing. Ted's wounds are not a pretty sight. Ted is still tired. Day 12. And there's a ringing sound. We could barely sleep after the arguing. Ring, ring. There we were, thinking we would never hear a telephone signal again, when suddenly a phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figured it's the phone booth across the street. Someone go answer it? You know what, Timmy? Why don't you go check that out? When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. He introduced himself as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley, but started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to it. That trash can of ours is getting disgusting. The good news is we don't have much of an appetite when we see it. We're saving some food. Oh, is that a mutant cockroach? Alright. Oh my, that thing is huge. And there goes another one. Roaches everywhere. We're doomed. Ted's still tired. Oh my god, can he get over this? How much? He's been sitting on his ass for like a week and is still not recovered. God, like both of these guys are gonna die. Fucking men are so fucking whiny. It might be safe inside the walls, but there are other problems to consider. None of us can sleep properly. We have to deal with it as soon as possible. Okay, whatever. Day 15. Looks like my girl Mary Jane's back. Maybe she brought some water. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at it at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We found the 10-cent hotel in a ruins, but there was plenty to look for. Pieces of furniture, suitcases, and other hotel supplies were scattered all over. Now we know the secret of the restaurant chef is tomato soup. I get the impression that this will really be a running gag. What's this? Await further instructions from friendly wastelanders. Who would have thought the Reds would rain such a lovely neighborhood? Ruin. We could do it on our own. The escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. We knew it. The government has not fallen, and they're coming to save us. Woo! Government! They didn't give exact dates on the radio transmission, but we're sure they won't keep us waiting long. They said they will be in touch in a couple of days and told us to await further instructions. I mean, I reckon that both of these guys are goners. Agony. I'm not gonna give him any food. I think we just cut our losses with him. Yep, that's him gone. Oh well. We decided to peek outside for just a minute to see if the store around the corner was still standing. When we were about to step out, we heard a growl in the darkness. Alright. Oh, well, let's shine a flashlight on it. At least we'll die knowing what it is. With our flashlight, guess what? It was a dog! Poor thing seemed tired, so we let it stay with us for the night. Next morning, we opened the door to let it out, and it still hasn't returned. Hopefully, it will come back later. Yeah, keep using the radio. I don't know why you're not listening to that all the time. Like, if you're sitting in a room and you have literally nothing to do other than listen to the radio. And guess what? Great news. The fallout outside us mostly gone. It should be much safer to travel on the surface now. We have quite a few resources. You can probably stay alive for quite a while. Especially if, like, half the family dies. Oh, 20 days? Survivalist? Our new cockroach roommates can be a bit messy, disgusting, and annoying. But surely this is not the worst thing that could have happened to us. And there's not much we can do about it anyway. Maybe one day, we'll manage to convince them to pay their rent. I think that this scout handbook, I've seen this in like every option. I'm gonna try to get that next time. Okay, we miss our great Uncle Terry. Sure. He used to tell brilliant stories about turtles, elephants, and wizards. This might be a reference to Terry Pratchett, actually. Turtles, elephants, and wizards. Yeah, it's definitely Terry Pratchett. It would be so reassuring to hear one of those stories again, and yet we don't even have a photo of his memories. Oh, that's so sad. That's worrying. No photos, no news, and no happy thoughts. The world is cruel. Crazy? Are you crazy? I'll have Mary Jane talk to him. Dolores a bit. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered a simple one-time deal. For just one can of soup, we can get a bag and all of its contents. Sure, I'll take the mystery bag. I love gambling. Out of the bag. Find a new companion. Yeah, we got a cat now. That's good, I guess. As soon as the door closed behind the trader, the bag started violently to shake, emitting screeching, hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls When the beast finally escaped, it turned out to be an angry house cat. The feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. Its collar says Sharikov. Is that its name? Timmy should have returned by now. We need to face the worst possible scenario. He might not be coming back. Yesterday during the charades, we learned that Mary Jane doesn't know what to spell disestablishmentarianism. Anti-dis. Okay, guys, English isn't my first language, and it has left Dolores sorely disappointed. She insists on home or rather shelter schooling. Yeah, we'll school her, even though I'm gonna send her out tomorrow. Dolores does not mess around, and what started out as spelling exercises quickly found its way to a math revision, followed by a short physics course, and ended on tinkering with random objects in the shelter. Mary Jane looks exhausted, but we can't deny that the state of her shelter has improved. Mary Jane is really tired. Man, I was gonna send her out, but I guess we'll go with I'll send her out with the axe. So she can defend herself. Okay, more roach problems. First, it was just one or two of them, but nowadays we can see small columns of them marching through the shelter. We need to deal with this situation before their civilization becomes superior to ours. Maybe the cat can help with that. Mutated cockroaches. Say hello to our little friend Sharikov. We're worried about these nasty bugs popping out up in the corner, so he can help. The army's on the radio again. They said we'll be scouting the. Sure, I'll do that. Maybe the army will save us. The cards are in place. Now we just need to wait. We grabbed our new fluffy friend for a little stroll through the waste, only to immediately run into a couple of gentlemen dressed in trench coats, fedoras, and shades. They gritted their teeth at the sight of the cat and said they'd been looking for it. Apparently, it belongs to their dear old man, Nan, who loves it dearly, but before we could utter a word, it took Sharikov kindness and left. The cat didn't seem to mind, so maybe it's for the best. I don't know what happens if I go outside and die and there's no one else in the shelter, but I'm gonna try it. Okay. Oh, that was many days at once. I guess she just died and then Dolores come back. The last thing we expected was a giant explosion. We could hear the debris falling from the sky and hitting the sad remains of our house. The tank must have been a booby traps. Why? We're glad to see Dolores come back safely. Okay, yeah, that's good. It must have been good for her. Relieved to discover that it was still locked, the padlock carries signs of an attempted break-in, but whoever gave it a try did not succeed in getting inside. Yabba dabba doo. That's from the Flintstones, right? Maybe. Who's this Jabba Dabba Doo? Whatever. I think we're on our way out here, but I'm just gonna feed him a lot to see if she can get. If we want to survive, it's time for desperate measures. We know there's a group of elderly people hiding in the ruins of the local retirement home. They must have some supplies, and in our opinion, we need them more. Yeah, okay. Let's be a bit evil. See if Dolores can. Okay, the dark side. Show your evil save. We got an achievement for that. We are richer now in some supplies, but for some reason we don't feel very good about it. The other day we heard a quiet knock on our door, but when we opened we only found a suitcase on the doorstep and there was no one around. It isn't signed, but it sure looks like it's meant for us. Should we check what's inside? I'll do that. Hey, I received a gift. Cool. I gladly accepted this sudden gift, and despite our suspicions, it turned out it was just a regular tomato soup that we all know and love. Thank you, kind stranger. We're surprised we found Sheriko back in our shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure why or how he came back. Is it our good carers did appreciate? Our kind hearts? Optimism? Or just their stockpile of soup cans? Only time will tell. Can't get a good night's sleep. Yeah. Have some soup. A knock on the door is not something we take lightly these days, so when a man came to our doorstep today offering us a highly profitable game of cards, we weren't convinced. It's a bet of 2 soup cans in a card game. Yep, I'll do that. I have plenty of soup anyway. Damn it, that man must have cheated. We lost, and before we could argue about it, the man left. Argue with who? The cat? I'm gonna keep feeding her, maybe something happens. Curiosity almost killed the cat. Shariko found a tiny wire sticking out of the ceiling and pulled it out. Saucer and debris fell on our table, topped off with a big meowing furball. What is this thing anyway? Nobody remembers it being there before. The cat might get angry if we take away the wire, so maybe it's best to leave it be, or should we examine that wire? Sure, examine the wire. Maybe it will give you electrotherapy. Oh, she's no longer sick. We grabbed the cable and followed it to a rusty old truck placed in our neighbor's driveway. When opening the door, we were confronted with 2 men wearing huge headphones who looked extremely surprised to see us. We wiretapped our shelter when we were asleep and they were listening to everything we said. We gave them hell and marched back to our bunk. The agents who were spying on us are now at the door and want to explain themselves. We'll hear them out. This is like some Truman Show nonsense. Apocalypse didn't actually happen. Okay, so I guess the cats are communists or something. I woke up today feeling very uncomfortable. It was like someone or something was watching us. Man, this we, including the cat, is a bit, yes, used to axe. Whatever it was, it's dead now. Quite dead. Maybe there's more hiding somewhere. Like, do we not know? What was that? Rat? Rats are usually smeller than cats. Okay. Hit it with the axe. I do have a cat right here that could probably deal with the rat, but no, better safe than sorry. Looks like the axe is still fine. Our cans are saved. Too bad for the hairy mutant. Guess we're still top of the food chain. Good for us. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. Man, this axe is coming in real clutch. We received another army transmission this morning. We wish it would mark the end of our stay in the shelter, but it seems the military has other plans. All survivors in the area are asked to head to the nearby park and chop down as many trees as possible to aid the evacuation effort. Whatever that means, we may as well join up and speed this whole affair up. I agree. Last man standing. Stay alive for 40 days. Chop down as many trees as we could. Wasn't much, but hopefully it will make the difference they wanted. The next time they get in touch, it better be from a tank parked on our lawn or what's left of it. Our only regret is that this wood shopping business ruined our axe. Okay. An armed person who murders things for a living? Giant mutated spiders in our neighborhood? We don't want to have anything to do with this stuff. Goodbye, Lane. Using a high-tech setup involving paper cups and jars of string, the agents rang in with our next top-secret mission that will surely land us in the VIP bunker very soon. They want us to go on one successful expedition and write down what we saw in the journal. Yeah, sure. I think that Dolores can probably handle herself. Oh no, she's injured. Okay, I'm gonna feed her lots and hopefully she recovers. Maybe we should tinker with the radio. Yeah, sure. Try that. Well, we did what we could, but we still can't hear a thing. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, we should attend her injuries. I can't, so I'm just gonna give her tomato soup. So I can sell things for soup. I don't think I will do that since I have lots of soup and water. I think that the things for events are a lot more valuable to me right now. You know what? I'm not gonna risk playing with him right now. He is probably a Soviet spy. Oh, damn it, we're getting flooded. I have to give up one of these. Guess I'll give up the card. The radio does seem more useful. We have this board as well, so maybe that will help with insanity. We had a chance to meet the strangest person today. He looked just like a human except with triple the amount of hands necessary. Cool. We listened to a story about a group of folks just like him who are having a hard time scavenging supplies because of their appearance. People shoot first and ask questions later, fair enough. Go to the deal. If we share some of our supplies with them, they will help us on our next expedition and make sure we're safe. Alright, I'll give them some soup. Time of peace and quiet, since most of the people weren't around anymore. Yet here we have someone at the door. When we opened, we encountered a strange looking man in a blue jumpsuit who asked us to trade him a water ship. Water ship? Funny Fallout reference. Give him some water, sure. I wonder how many. I must be missing like loads of references here. He did help himself to the water we offered him and explained the ship was of utmost importance. Before we learned anything more, he left for the waste. Clearly, we're trustworthy. After a last successful mission, the agents came back with another request. Alright, I'll give some soup up. Now, she is hurt, but I'm gonna send her out anyway. Because I think we got the mutants promised we'd be safe, and they wouldn't lie to us, right? Okay, now she's sick as well, but we did get a med kit. As the educated and cultured people we are, we've obviously visited the local theater in the past. We're also proud to admit that we only fell asleep once during one of the two plays we've ever seen. Either way, we had no problems finding the building, and we decided to check it for supplies. This must have been one of the more boring plays, if the only props being used were bottles. The scene was practically filled with them. Thankfully, some had water in them. Okay, someone did follow us, but I do have the padlock now. Okay, so hopefully I can use the medkit to cure both. It's been a while, but there was another message from the military on the radio. They wanted to send one person out to meet them. I'm not gonna do that for now, since she's really sick. Break or use something in your fallout shelter. Cool. It does actually look like she's not only covered her sickness, but also her injuries, so she might actually survive. The risk is not worth. What if instead of being soldiers, they're bandits, or worse, base 60? Holy shit. It might very well be a trap set by some bloodthirsty bugs. We're not about to just fall into their hands willingly. Oh, she does need water. I'll gladly give her water. We have tons of water. We woke up to the sound of banging on the door. Someone has been at it like there's no tomorrow. In a manner of speaking, that might be true. Shall we open the door? I will open the door. The end. We were taken out of our home in the dark of the night and hastily transported to what the agents called a presidential bunker. It's amazing. Sure, the walls are a similar shade of grey, but now we have a whopping 20 square feet more to walk around, while we die of boredom. The extra bucket and newspaper supply is nothing to sneeze at either. All in all, it's definitely an upgrade. We, life here will surely be worth all the trouble we went through. Finally, we can sit, relax, and let somebody else empty the bucket for a change. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Fair enough. Alright. Looks like we won. We got the presidential bunker. The VIP paradise. You survived. Maybe. Alright. Some ambiguity is good, I suppose. Well, that was actually pretty fun, I think. And we knocked out a bunch of achievements as well.